The next time I saw my ex-wife, she had become the nation's most envied A-list celebrity, and I was still wasting time at a small film production company. She and her first love were the golden couple on screen, adored by countless fans. After being tormented by them again and again, I finally chose divorce. Tonight, we wrapped filming, and the producer took all of us out to party at a nightclub. I was sandwiched between two busted women, drinking away. Then, my superstar ex-wife kicked open the private room door, yanked me up from my seat, and shouted, "You've got guts now, huh? Sneaking around behind my back. Want me to skin you alive?" Chapter 1. Zoe's domineering tone instantly lit a fire in me. "What I do is none of your damn business." I pushed her away and staggered 3 steps back to my seat. "Leo, what did you do to piss off that cold and stunning beauty? Careful she doesn't screw you over." "How would I know? She's a damn lunatic," I replied helplessly. "Maybe she's into you. Leo, your lucky days might be just around the corner." That set off a gossip frenzy. Everyone's eyes sparkled as they turned to me. "There's definitely something there. She always insists you join the crew whenever she films. She's always ridiculously generous with you too. Maybe she's trying to hook up with you." "Oh right, didn't she buy you a few outfits too?" I locked eyes coldly with my ex-wife. "Stop with the nonsense. She's with Henry. They're about to get married, for the second time." Second marriage? A superstar has already been married once. For real. I no longer joined in their chatter. I stood and pushed Zoe aside. "I've got stuff to do. If you want to drink, there are plenty of guys here who'd be happy to keep you company. Goodbye, superstar." Chapter 2. I always thought I still had feelings for my ex-wife, but tonight, that overly flawless face of hers did nothing for me. The men who once bent over backward for her had already drowned in that doomed marriage. We'd had a secret marriage that lasted 7 years, but we couldn't survive the infamous 7-year itch. The breaking point was our 3rd wedding anniversary. That night, she hosted a live-streaming gala to celebrate her first love's return to showbiz. Stars filled the stage. Half the entertainment industry witnessed their sweet, perfect love. On the stream, the two of them flirted and slow danced cheek to cheek, as if they were soulmates. Fans screamed from behind their screens, demanding they become a real couple. "Zoe, you've made me believe in love again." God, the way they looked at each other, so sweet it hurts. Be together, be together. Finally, the world feels complete. On one side, a dazzling, earth-shaking love story. On the other, I was at home with a fever, taking care of our 3-year-old daughter. The glitz, the noise, the fairy tale romance, none of it had anything to do with me. What I cared about most was how she claimed to be busy with work while whispering sweet nothings to him. I thought I'd grown numb, but my eyes still turned red. My daughter saw my flushed cheeks and gently handed me fever medicine. "Daddy, take this and the fever will go away." I swallowed the bitter pill. Just then, the sound of high heels echoed outside the door. "Daddy, Mommy's back." She ran to open the door, only to return with her head down. "It's not Mommy." "Daddy, is Mommy not coming back because I've been naughty?" It felt like someone had punched me in the chest. I hugged my soft little girl close. I couldn't bear to tell her the truth, that her mom never even wanted her. When Zoe got pregnant unexpectedly, she insisted on an abortion. Even when I begged her with my life, it didn't matter. It wasn't until the doctor warned that her uterine lining was too thin, one more abortion and she'd never be a mother again, that she grudgingly gave birth. But to preserve her figure, she never breastfed. Not once did she hold our daughter. She treated her like an enemy, as if our daughter had ruined her pure and innocent, girl-next-door image. "Mommy's just busy. From now on, Daddy will be with you all the time." "Okay." My daughter clasped my hand tightly. "Okay, Daddy, we're the glue squad. You go, I go." Pinky swear. Maybe it's time we really left. My girl and I didn't want to be shadows anymore. After putting her to bed, I stepped out onto the balcony with my phone. Memories flashed through my mind. When did it all start? Maybe it never ended. I just kept lying to myself that it had, so I could survive. God, I'm so stupid it hurts. Chapter 3. I dialed the number. On the other end, it was that same sarcastic ringtone. "Thank you for once lying to me so sincerely." Over and over again, until I was in tears. Only then did the call finally connect. In my ear came her ever-cold voice. "What is it?" I wanted to boldly demand a divorce, but what came out instead was, "What are you up to?" "Working." The answer was always the same. She didn't even bother to make up an excuse anymore. Even as the laughter of her first love, Henry, echoed in the background. I cursed myself for being pathetic, knowing everything yet still choosing to humiliate myself. "Zoe, let's get divorced. Tomorrow at 9. Civil Affairs Bureau." She paused for a second, clearly growing impatient. "Is this supposed to be funny? I'll bring a blank divorce agreement. Fill it in however you want. I only want custody of our daughter." For the first time, I hung up on her. My tears were swept away by the wind. After a while, I started packing my things. Other than my daughter, I could leave everything else behind. Let the past drift away with the wind. But as I packed, I realized some things were truly an eyesore. Our home was full of reminders of how much I loved her. Matching parent-child outfits, Couples clothes, couples watches, mugs for two, most never used because she never cooperated. Whether someone loves you or not, it really shows. Too bad I must have been blind all these years. In our only photo together, she looked aloof and distant, while I was all smiles, like I was pressing a warm face against a cold butt. The gap between us was like a barber's straight razor, always burning hot on my side, freezing cold on hers. When I woke up the next day, I felt lighter than ever before. So this is what letting go feels like, a form of self-salvation. After dropping my daughter off at kindergarten, I headed straight to the Civil Affairs Bureau. While waiting for Zoe, I saw a new post from her first love, Henry. It was filled with celebrities, champagne, fresh flowers, interlocked fingers, and an eye-catching kiss mark. The caption read, "Loving you means wanting to give you the whole world." I looked at it twice and then let it go. I had thought I'd be furious, but it turned out letting go brought peace. The pain I felt was only for the years I had once loved. Henry even sent the post to me privately, as if he was afraid I wouldn't see his happiness. I sat at the Civil Affairs Bureau like a fool the whole day, but Zoe never showed. Even when security came to ask me to leave, I stayed, stubbornly redialing the number that would never be answered. The guard tried to comfort me. "If she's not coming, maybe she doesn't want a divorce. Go home. Try to work it out." I shook my head. "She doesn't even come home. Who am I supposed to work it out with?" The guard looked at me sympathetically and silently handed me a brochure on the legal divorce process. Leaving the bureau, I rushed to buy some daily necessities and returned to my small apartment. After quickly tidying up, I went to pick up my daughter from school. She loved the place. She said it felt more like a home. She was right. A home doesn't have to be big. A place filled with love, that's what a home is. Not some big cold house. That night, after reading her a bedtime story, I finally got a call from Zoe. "Why aren't you two home yet?" "Not home. Didn't you just get back yourself?" I'd forgotten. She never really cared about the house. It made sense she didn't even notice we were gone. Before I could answer, she added, "I brought you a gift. Come back quick." I cut her off. "So busy you couldn't spare time to get divorced?" "Divorce? What are you talking about?" "I waited at the Civil Affairs Bureau all day. If you don't show up again, I'll file a lawsuit." "Leo, what's gotten into you? Why divorce? Things are fine." I laughed, furious at her shamelessness. "Why couldn't we part peacefully? You already live-streamed your love life to the world. Might as well make it official. We're not petty people." I hung up on her a second time. Damn, that felt good. "We're divorcing. No need to waste more words." Just as I was organizing my daughter's little backpack, the doorbell rang. This late, could it be her? Sure enough, Zoe opened the door and walked right in. She wore a tight long dress, her figure stunning, wavy hair, a pink delicate face. She was undeniably beautiful. If not for her cold aura and eyes that looked ready to kill, she'd be a perfect goddess. Back when I was a simp, one glare from her would make my knees go weak. Whatever she said, I obeyed without question. She was my Empress Dowager. I never dared defy her. But now, stripped of love's illusion, she'd fallen from my heaven straight into the ordinary. Turns out being love-brained is a sickness, one that really needs curing. Her barging in reminded me I needed to change the locks. Tomorrow. First thing. Chapter 4. The slave was ready to rise, starting with no longer believing in love. Zoe walked toward me step by step, the scent of gardenias drifting into my nose. Rage surged in me. That wasn't her perfume. That was the scent of her precious brother Henry. If I asked, she'd definitely say it accidentally rubbed off on her and accuse me of being paranoid. She coldly handed me a card. "Go buy yourself a wedding anniversary gift." This was her usual way of apologizing. Every time she pissed me off, she'd toss me a card, as if I were some boy toy she was financially supporting, and money could fix everything. Maybe she'd never even noticed there were already stacks of these cards in the house. I pushed the card away and took out the divorce papers, handing them to her. Seeing that I didn't gratefully accept her generosity, she must have mocked me inside. "Can't even take the easy way out, huh? I don't want a cent of your money. I just want custody of our daughter." I didn't understand what she was stalling for. Shouldn't she be happy to get rid of us two burdens? She'd always felt that marrying me ruined her chance at becoming a celebrity, that I had seduced her away from her big break. Letting go should be doing her a favor, shouldn't it? I handed her a pen, hoping she'd sign quickly. Zoe threw the pen down and snapped. "All this fuss just because I helped Henry plan a comeback party?" "Damn right it's a fuss. Then why are you acting crazy? What does our divorce have to do with you throwing a party for him?" Zoe stared at me, utterly baffled. She couldn't believe I dared speak to her like this. "You're just jealous of Henry. You watched last night's live stream, didn't you?" "I have a clear conscience. That's why I streamed it. It's not like I'm leaving you out, but what's the point of forcing yourself into a social circle where you don't belong?" She complained, pointing fingers at me, but I didn't care. I simply handed her the pen again. "There's no financial dispute between us. Let's just get this over with." An awkward silence filled the room. After a long pause, Zoe spoke coldly. "I admit, I should have told you about helping Henry with his party yesterday. Fine, this Saturday. Invite him to dinner at that private kitchen in the East District. You make the reservation. And make sure to tell them, no spicy dishes. Then she left without even looking back, not bothering to offer a single kind word. I was speechless. Damn, this is what being a simp gets you, nothing but humiliation. I pulled out my phone and submitted an online divorce filing. Thank God for modern technology, makes the road to divorce a little less twisted. Now I just had to wait for the court to accept the case and finally give me a fair judgment. Chapter 5. In the days that followed, I made our little home warm and secure, didn't just change the locks. I replaced the whole door with a top-grade security one. At 5, I was making a nutritious dinner for my daughter when the phone kept ringing non-stop. Zoe was finally experiencing what it felt like when I couldn't reach her in the past. I put the phone on silent and continued cooking dinner with love. After a cozy meal with my daughter, I saw my phone screen still flashing and couldn't help but laugh bitterly at the irony. When I finally answered, an angry voice exploded on the other end. Leonardo, where the hell are you? At home. Why didn't you reserve the restaurant? Are you seriously this unreliable? Whatever. Just get over here. Don't make us wait, or you'll regret it. She hung up in fury. I almost laughed. Let's see who really ends up regretting it. I picked up the divorce agreement, might as well meet them. If she signs, we can finally speed this up. Before leaving, I asked my daughter again if she'd be too sad without her mom. After all, a mother's love is something no one can truly replace. But my daughter just giggled and teased me. I don't need a mommy. Having a daddy who loves me is enough. The one who couldn't let go of mommy was you. Daddy, we need to be strong and love ourselves. From now on, we'll only love people who love us. See, my own child understood life better than I ever did. After settling her in, I drove to the private dining restaurant. When I opened the private room, everyone was hooting and cheering. The atmosphere was thick with flirtation. The moment they saw me, silence fell. Henry and Zoe were drinking a cross-cup toast, clinging to each other like conjoined twins. The radiant smile on her face was one I had never seen before. Zoe's best friend Rita quickly got up and called for an extra set of utensils. Oh wow, Leo, didn't expect you to actually come. Sorry for the oversight. The way she said it, I sounded like some unwanted extra. Everyone gave me that smug, judgmental look. Zoe said nothing, holding her glass. Henry offered fake explanations, but his eyes were full of smug provocation. We're just joking around. Don't take it seriously. I calmly took a seat. Sure enough, not a single dish had chili in it. My heart sank. Rita kept the party lively, acting as though I wasn't even there. After everyone had eaten their fill, Rita looked at me with a mocking grin. Leo, did you save the universe in a past life or something? How else did you land our stunning Zoe? The crowd jumped in. Exactly. Such a goddess. You're lucky she even married you. Should have worshipped her. Women need to be spoiled. The more spoiled, the stronger they become. Men shouldn't be spoiled, do it too much, and they turn into assholes. They kept this up, acting like their whole purpose was to grind me into dust. I was getting fed up. Henry took Zoe's hand and looked at me coldly. Zoe is the love of my life. I hope you never make her shed another tear. Yeah, childhood sweethearts, if you hadn't butted in, they'd have been married ages ago. Rita added fuel to the fire. They all seemed to forget how, back when Zoe's family went bankrupt, Henry's mother had humiliated her and forced them to break up. It was all my fault back then. Henry said, I shouldn't have listened to my mom. I left you and went abroad. Zoe looked at him through teary eyes, overflowing with affection. If you ever hurt her, I'll beat you so hard you won't know where your teeth landed. I stood up, grabbed Henry by the collar, and shoved my face close. Do it. Beat me. Right now. Come on. Henry tried to break free, pushing too hard and slamming himself into the edge of the table. Zoe rushed over to help him, shooting me a death glare. Leonardo, are you insane? Apologize to Henry right now. But Henry smirked darkly as he stood up. So this is the real you, angry, unstable. Don't blame me for stealing Zoe away. You don't deserve her. I stared at them coldly. You don't need to steal her. She's yours. I tossed the divorce agreement onto the table. Sign it. Don't let your wedding night get delayed. Chapter 6. A glass of red wine splashed across my face. Zoe pointed at me in fury. Leonardo, shut your filthy mouth. Henry rushed to comfort her, putting on his usual fake act. Don't get the wrong idea. We've never crossed the line. She's my goddess, too sacred to be defiled. That was always his tactic, making me look like the unforgivable villain while he played the misunderstood good guy. Then have your goddess sign the damn papers. Take her home and worship her. I can't afford to anymore. Zoe's face darkened further. Henry and I are just pure friends. Just friendship. It's not as dirty as you imagine. Can you stop being so disgusting? Your filthy mind is an embarrassment to me. You better apologize, immediately, to Henry, or I'll never forgive you. I couldn't help laughing from how ridiculous it all was. Looking at this stranger I used to love, I asked, Zoe, what right do you have to give me orders? You're my ex-wife. The room fell completely silent. Henry's eyes lit up with joy, a smug grin crawling across his lips. Leonardo, is this still about the party Zoe threw for me? He said it on purpose, to remind me I could never compete with him. If that's what this is about, then sure, I apologize. Zoe just wanted to help connect me with new resources. Win-win. It just slipped her mind that it was your wedding anniversary that day. Zoe sat there, pretending to be the wronged one, barely able to contain her rage. Leonardo, stop it already. You always wave divorce around like it's a threat. Henry already apologized. Why are you still being so ungrateful? Yeah, can't even take a joke. People like you, not in our circle, just don't get it, no perspective. Everyone started chiming in like I was the problem. I tossed the divorce papers onto the table and turned to leave. Leonardo, you stop right there. You weren't even home on our 3rd anniversary. What right do you have to judge me? You just want money. Haven't I given you enough over the years? I had just stepped out of the room when I heard that, and nearly stumbled backward from the rage. Behind me came a chorus of mocking laughter. Then Henry pulled out a check, waving it toward me. If it's something money can fix, then it's not a real problem. Here, write in any number you want. Just apologize to Zoe. I turned to stare at this absurd pair. I genuinely didn't understand their bizarre logic. Save your money to burn as spirit cash for yourselves in the afterlife, so you don't show up broke in hell. With that, I walked away, straight into the cold northern wind. I didn't get it. Wouldn't signing the divorce make everything official between them? A clean break, that's what she always said she wanted. Why was Zoe still dragging this out? Before I came tonight, I thought she'd be happy to sign, that she'd want to finally go public with their relationship. Then I'd get mocked and humiliated by her friends. Everyone would cheer for the beautiful flower finally breaking free from the cow dung. Henry would win the girl. Everyone would be happy. All it takes is a signature, and we'd both be free. It wasn't until the cold wind had blown away every ounce of delusion in my head that I got back into my car. That's when I saw Henry had sent me more photos. Pictures of them toasting sweetly, holding hands romantically, cuddling intimately. Henry looked down at her like she was some rare treasure in his arms. If you won't cherish her, let go, so I can love her. I scoffed as I stared at the images. So this is what it looks like when you don't even bother hiding it anymore. Chapter 7. Over the next month, I took my daughter to court several times. After submitting all the required documents, the divorce decree was finally issued. From that moment on, my daughter and I were free. No more waiting every day, hoping she'd come home. No more walking on eggshells, terrified of triggering her temper. No more spiraling into despair whenever she flaunted her love with Henry. I was so happy. I took my daughter out to celebrate. We went to the amusement park she had always wanted to visit. We had junk food she was never allowed to eat. I even bought her the bright Barbie pink outfit she always said she hated. Late that night, I carried my sleeping daughter home. The moment we stepped out of the elevator, she startled me. Zoe slumped drunkenly at our door, pitiful and glassy-eyed. She quickly got up, smoothing down her clothes. What are you doing here? She lowered her head, looking fragile and pitiful, caught off guard by how much my tone had changed. Why'd you change the locks without telling me the code? Excuse me, this is my home, not yours anymore. Got it? She blinked those wide, innocent eyes at me like I was the one hurting her. I carried my daughter inside, stepping around her. She followed behind like a little shadow. I tucked my daughter into bed while Zoe wandered into the room, curious. When she saw the peaceful, sleeping face of the daughter she had never really held, never really kissed, she froze in a trance. We're divorced now. You shouldn't be here. If the paparazzi catch this, it won't look good. I used the one thing she used to care most about to hit her where it hurt. She hadn't expected the tables to turn so fast. Furious, she stormed out of the bedroom. She pulled out several credit cards from her purse and tossed them on the coffee table. What's this? You think I didn't earn that money myself from acting? Not at all. I've got enough of my own. Keep them. Use them for your dowry. Her face twisted with rage. So now you're rejecting my money? What? Are you rejecting me too? I told you before, it was all hype between me and him. Why can't you believe me? We're already divorced. What you do from now on has nothing to do with me. I don't agree to this divorce. Ridiculous. Did she think I was joking? Divorce isn't a game. It's not make-believe for kids. Whether you agree or not, the court already ruled. We're over. Legally and completely. She stared at me, devastated. Suddenly, my phone began buzzing non-stop with new messages. I picked it up, of course. Henry again. More of their intimate photos. Cuddling. Cheek to cheek. Gazing into each other's eyes. Smiling. Zoe snatched the phone from me and scrolled through. Recognizing the familiar set of photos Henry had sent before, she stared at them in disbelief, again and again, until she confirmed the sender was really Henry's account. So that's how it was. No wonder. Leo. Henry and I, you two are fine. I believe you. Okay, no need to explain. Zoe finally dropped her cold, aloof act. She broke into tears and ran out. I watched her figure disappear down the corridor and instinctively wanted to chase after her. After all, she was the only woman I'd ever truly loved in the first half of my life. She was the flesh of my heart, even if torn away. The blood still flows, slowly, and now, I look forward to the day the wound finally heals. Chapter 8. For the next full 2 years, aside from seeing her on TV, she never appeared before us again. Yet the child support always arrived, large sums, without delay. Time is a beautiful thing. It lets you forget anyone you once wished you could forget. Until one day, I didn't find my daughter at kindergarten, and to my surprise, I learned she had returned. I'm her mother too. I have visitation rights. I was frustrated by her acting on her own, but what could I do? She was the biological mom. Watching her awkwardly try to win our daughter over, I couldn't help but feel sad for her. You gave birth to her, never loved her, and now you think you can just start over. The clothes she bought were too small, the shoes didn't fit. When my daughter saw me, she ran straight into my arms. Daddy, is she really my mom? Zoe's eyes welled up as if I had hurt her. Kids forget things easily, don't take it personally. Honey, she's your mom, don't you remember? No, Daddy, she's a movie star, not mommy. I saw her on TV. Zoe froze in embarrassment. The whole world knew her name, except her own daughter. A bad feeling stirred in my gut. She's not back to fight me for custody, is she? For a moment, I had the insane urge to take my daughter and disappear. Forget it. Let fate decide. The next day at work, I got hit with the worst news. The famous actress Zoe had signed a contract with our company. Her only condition: I had to be her personal assistant. I was stunned. What the hell kind of stunt was this? Somebody help me. What kind of twisted joke was this? Yesterday she shows up to see our daughter. Today she becomes my boss. Tomorrow, is she going to show up with Henry to flaunt their love in my face? God help me. I don't want to end up with an eye infection from watching that mess. But for the money, I decided to endure it. Thankfully, on her first day back at work, she didn't pull any stunts. But after work, in the basement garage, there she was, blocking the door to my car. Come on, let's pick up our daughter from school. I stared at her dressed like some perfect wife and mom. It felt surreal. No need. My mom's picking her up today. Piano class. Oh, well then. How about dinner? My treat. I quickly waved her off. No thanks. I've got a date. With who? Do I know her? Take me with you. She looked at me with hopeful eyes. I slammed the car door shut. It's a woman. It's not appropriate. I hit the gas and drove out of the garage, heart full of mixed emotions. If only she had chosen differently back then. Maybe I really should start a new life. Because, to be honest, I was afraid of her. The tree wanted peace, but the wind wouldn't stop. And if the wind won't stop, it's got a plan. I had thought, maybe, if she ever looked back, I'd give in for our daughter, give her a complete family. But I finally realized, Zoe would never belong to any man. She only used men as stepping stones to climb higher, to see farther. And me, I was no longer worthy to be that stepping stone. That evening, I had dinner with a writer I knew, just discussing a project. We were talking, laughing, raising our glasses when Zoe appeared, elegantly dramatic, and snatched the wine glass from my hand. Drink less, your stomach's not good. The female writer smiled at us, amused. Just as I was about to explain, Zoe took over the conversation and launched her attack. Don't misunderstand. I'm his wife. We have a daughter, 6 years old. Sure, I've been busy, missed some time with them, but I will always be the most important woman in both their lives. I don't want anyone disrupting our relationship, so please, keep your distance from him, okay? The writer smiled sweetly, arching an eyebrow as she responded. Well, wow, big celebrity. Aren't you with Henry? The whole internet knows. Also, you two are divorced. I've even seen the divorce certificate. So whatever's going on between me and Leo, kinda none of your business now, is it? Right, sweetheart. I was stunned by Zoe's dramatic performance, completely speechless. Leo, you better sort out your personal affairs soon. My parents can't wait to meet you. With a playful wink, the writer turned and walked off like a breeze. Zoe, eyes red, demanded, who is she? You heard her, my girlfriend, the kind I'm talking marriage with. I turned to leave, but she mistakenly thought I was going after the other woman. She grabbed me and threw herself into my arms, refusing to let go. Leo, I came today to apologize. I was wrong. Let's get back together. I didn't hesitate. I gently pushed her away and kept a respectful distance. What's wrong? Didn't you already land yourself that perfect, national husband? No, I was never really with Henry. It was all a PR thing. We were just a screen couple. I was just playing along. He was nice to me because he wanted access to my connections, to climb higher using me. He's nothing but a gold-digging bottom feeder. He even asked me to entertain those disgusting old men. Stop. That has nothing to do with me anymore. Her tears flowed freely. She looked at me as if I had betrayed her. Honey, you don't understand how brutal the entertainment industry is. I'm tired. Please, give me a chance to come home. I'm begging you, let's remarry. I want to be with you and our daughter again. I looked at her, so delicate, so fragile, like a pitiful little white flower, but I no longer felt the urge to protect her. Turns out, once your heart is shattered beyond repair, the scars never really fade. I pried her fingers off the hem of my coat and walked away without looking back. On the way home, I got a message from the writer. She said if I ever needed a human shield, she'd be there. She also mentioned how the Zoe and Henry scandal had been plastered all over the country, how she felt bad for me. Finally, she teased, guess you're so used to flawless goddesses, you probably can't stand us normal mortal girls anymore. I laughed and shook my head. Maybe getting married, divorced, and remarried again is all just one big mistake. Maybe living with my daughter alone is not such a bad idea after all. Chapter 9. Time flew by again. After I handed out another round of paychecks, big news broke at the company. We were heading to an island to shoot a film. The lead actress, Zoe, and of course, she specifically requested that I go with her. She had me prepare countless sets of sexy lingerie and provocative swimwear. On the first night after we arrived, she insisted I help her pick outfits. Staring at her voluptuous figure, I almost turned and ran for my life. She only needed a few words to freeze me in place. I'll dock your pay. People say looking at a beautiful woman is a kind of pleasure, but at that moment, it felt like torture. My cold, glamorous ex-wife, changing into one revealing outfit after another. Sultry, seductive, unstoppable. My sanity felt like it was being peeled away, layer by layer. Her eyes were like hooks, slowly tearing at me. Am I beautiful? Beautiful, devastatingly beautiful. Let's remarry. From now on, I'll belong only to you. Maybe it was my lingering fear of marriage, but those words yanked me right out of temptation and slammed me back into reality. I firmly shook my head. No, we can't go back. I know I messed up. Can't you give me another chance? As she said that, she slowly took off everything. A wave of dizziness surged through me. I wanted to run, but my feet were stuck to the ground. Just as her lips moved in to meet mine, I turned my head away. Crystal clear tears slipped down her pale cheeks. Why does one mistake deserve a lifetime sentence? I shoved her makeup mirror off the table. The glass shattered into a spiderweb of cracks. She stood there, unsteady, vulnerable. I picked up a robe and gently draped it over her shoulders, then quietly walked out. As I closed the door behind me, I looked across the hallway. There was a window. Outside, the moon was bright and full. It lit the path ahead of me.